Hey, Zach here. Hope you're having a great day. Right now, we're going to go over the question, do you need a system of growth or a self-liquidating offer in order to run ads for network marketing? The short answer is no, you don't. But let's go over why you would want one and then how you would do this without one, okay? So this first part's gonna be review for you because if you're watching this video, you're probably a little advanced. That's why you're asking this question. So let's just talk about basic stuff for a second. We are running ads to a funnel, right? We're going to close the people that come to our funnel. If this is above your head, go to previous videos. We're going to close those people that come into our funnel and we're going to enroll them into our team. Now, when we close them, we're going to bring them into our MLM and what's also called a system of growth. Now, here's the thing with advertising. Advertising costs money, right? A fair amount of it. When someone enrolls in your MLM company, you are making probably between $100 and $200 maximum. Now, you could be in a company that you make more, and that's fantastic, but most of them are going to be like this or less. So if you make $100 to $200, that's not going to be enough money to run a lot of ads on Facebook or YouTube or these tier 1 ad networks. Why is that? Because it costs usually, and this is if you're pretty good, $500 or so per acquisition. So per rep, you're going to spend about $500 to get them. That's not that big of a deal if you can pay for it, okay? Because this funnel that I'm showing you, this very super basic drawing, can recruit 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 people a month personally, and you don't have to put your relationships at risk. You operate with a very high degree of anonymity, and it's just way more fun. But you're operating at a loss without a system of growth of, let's say, $200 to $300. So what do? Well, you incorporate something called a system of growth. Now, a system of growth is the system or the things that people will do when they get started in your business to get a result. I'm not going to get into details on this right now, but here's the bottom line. When people get into your MLM company, they need a system to work in order to get results. And it can't be some bullcrap video like, hey, show them this video, call your friends, show them this video, or stalk these people online, show them this dumb video, or post and pray. That's not a system, okay? That's a posting. That's a post. That's stupid. You need to create a system of growth. When you do that, you can charge $1,000 or more. Now, just stick with me because I'm going to answer the real question that you came here for here in a moment. This is all review. So that you're going to charge about $1,000 or more, like I said. That could sound like a lot to you. That could sound like a very small amount to you. Regardless, when you do that, now you're making $1,000, $1,100, $1,200 per enrollment. That does two things. Number one, that pays off your ads. So if you're not starting with a lot of money, you can run a lot of ads. Two, that gives you an upfront commission of $500 to $600 per enrollment so that you only need to enroll, well, 5, 10, 15 people a month to go full-time, which is not that many. It's a nice hack to go full-time very, very quickly. This is how we can get people going full-time in 1, 2, 3, 4 months and getting to 6 figures. So that's how this works. Now, the question you came here for is, can you do this without the system of growth? The answer is yes, like I said, but what you're going to do is you're going to remove that $1,000. So that's fine, but who would this work for and why would you ever do that? Well, the first answer to the second question is why would you ever do that? And that response is it's generally going to be easier to sign someone up for a few $100 than $1,100, $1,200, $1,300 or whatever the difference would be. Okay, if you just subtract $1,000, it's going to be a little easier. Now, it's not a lot easier, so chill out. Okay, if you can't sell a $500 enrollment package into your MLM, it's not like you're going to be if you can't sell a $1,500 enrollment package into your MLM, you're not going to be like exponentially greater at the $500 package. You might be incrementally better, a little better, not a lot better. So if you close at, 30% of your $1,500 package, you might close at like 35% of your $500 package. So it's not that big of a swing. But it is easier, okay? It's a little easier. So you will grow a little faster. And the next reason is some people just don't want to screw with the system of growth. They just want to put people into their business for whatever reason, and that's the end. Okay, fine. One of our first successful clients was a top earner. He was making about just under $600,000 a year when he came to us. And he ran a funnel just like this with no system of growth. And he was recruiting 25 to 30 people a month within 3 months. He wasn't selling a system of growth. Now, he was already a top earner. He could fund the ad spend. He could spend that money, and it was okay. Back then, it didn't even cost this much money to acquire a rep because ads were cheaper 5 years ago. But regardless, he was also not making what he's making today, so probably all the same. The point is, if you're already making money from maybe a job or from your current business or whatever the case is, you could do this without a system of growth and probably grow a little bit faster. Now, here's my recommendation. My recommendation is this. Create some sort of system of growth even if you don't want to sell it. Now, I would personally recommend selling it for at least a couple $100. Okay, if you're like, I don't want to mess with that, I don't want to be Mr. System, fine. You don't have to be Mr. System. Sell it for $100. No one's going to expect anything from you for $100. Okay, so do your MLM enrollment and do a little system of growth, just a little one. Why? Because you need to show them how to do something, and it can't be bull crap. Even if it's bull crap, you just put it in a nice membership site where it's like easy to consume and it's easy to get started and easy to start taking action. That's hopefully it's worth $100. If it's not worth $100, you should relook at what you're doing. But so with that said, I'm going to assume it's worth at least $100. You just take whatever you're doing, you put it in a nice membership site. You can literally get started on like any membership site builder for like $100, and boom, you do that. So when people get started, they actually have something to do, and it's not all going through you. Okay, it's not like you have to talk to all these people to get them started. You get the picture here. So anyway, hopefully this makes sense. So if you're a top earner, okay, if you're already making multiple six figures and you can peel off, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month to spend on ads, you don't really need a system of growth. If you're not in that position, if you can't peel off some serious money to do this, just trust me on this, you're going to need a system of growth. You're going to need to sell one, because otherwise you're never going to grow fast enough. Because you're like, oh, well, I can peel off $500 a month to spend on ads. You might get a person a month. That's not that fast. Okay, you're not going to get momentum in your team. So get a system of growth going. Sell it for, if you don't want to, I don't want to, whatever. If you get this thing in your head, but you don't want to ask people for money, fine. Sell it for as little as you possibly can get away with. But you'll find out pretty soon that ad costs fluctuate. You're better off having more margin than less, because you want to be able to absorb the fluctuations in ad network changes. And if you go down, your whole team goes down too, right? If you're doing something like this, so you can't just be a pansy about it. So that said, if you don't have the funds, take the time to build a system of growth. You're not shortcutting anything by starting and running this thing without one, hoping that it'll grow fast enough. You're not shortcutting it, okay? So with that being said, hopefully this makes sense. Go down below, leave a like and a comment if it does. Leave a comment if you have any questions. Be happy to help you. So with that, I hope you have an amazing day, and we'll see you in the next video.